Hello guys, welcome back to your English class. Today I'm going to explain you the last unit from your book and this last part from your third partial. Today we're going to check unit 17 that it's called Many Cards and Much Pollution. The first part says objectives, expressing countable and uncountable nouns. Exercise 17.1, read the conversation. Now the idea is we have to read this. It's a conversation between Vicky and Tom, and next to we have to complete exercise 17.2. There are 5 sentences and we have to mark is it true or false each statement. Now I'm gonna read it. It says, we finally arrived. Los Angeles. Wow, this is a great city. We are going to visit many places. Yes, Universal Studios, Hollywood, and many others. Are there many interesting places around here? Yes, there are many clubs, beaches, churches, beautiful avenues, etc. Let me see the brunch, where we can get something to eat. This city has many of the best restaurants in the world. Look, like in many other large cities in the world, there is a lot of traffic. Yes, there are many cars on the streets, so there is much pollution in the city. Do you think that there is much violence on the street? Yes, just like in every city, but just in some areas. So let's try to avoid those areas and enjoy our vacation. Now, according with this information, we have to complete this. Okay, we have the 5 statements. The first one says, there is much pollution in the air. 2. There are many clubs and beaches. 3. There are many cars on the streets. 4. There aren't many good restaurants. And there isn't much violence in some areas. And please, according with information, from the conversation, you have to complete. Is it true, false, true, false? Okay, now we have exercise 17.3. Circle the correct option in the sentences. Now, before to start this, we have the main part of this unit. We're going to check much or many. Much or many are respectively singular or plural in sense. Much refers to quantity and many to a number. For example, there are many vehicles in the city. There is much smoke in the air. There isn't much milk in the fridge. So don't forget, when you want to mention something that it's countable noun, you have to use many. But is it a noun that it's uncountable or it's hard to count, you have to use much. We have another example. Do you know much about mathematics? We don't have many friends in this town. And did you spend much money in your vacation? Now we have to continue to the next exercise. We have 9 sentences and you have to select, is it many, countable noun, or much, uncountable noun. For example, the first one says, is there milk in that carton? 2. We need employees for the new company. There are accidents in this street. You can't find information in those books. I have questions to ask you. There was so rain last night. Workers took part in the new learning project. Paris has places to visit and you didn't do effort. Now, if your noun is it countable, you can count it. You have to choose many, or if not, is it hard or uncountable, you have to choose much. Okay, now in next exercise we have place the countable or uncountable nouns in their column. We have in the kitchen, we can't find. We have a box and there are nouns that are related from the kitchen. Now the idea is we have to decide which is the correct column. Is it countable noun or is it an uncountable noun? For example, we have breath, it's uncountable. Bread is a general word, okay? Bread doesn't have a plural form. That's why we use bread as an uncountable noun. But cups is the opposite. Cups is countable because has a plural form, okay? That's why we use as a countable noun. Here we have eggs, a bottle of milk, hamburgers, pepper, napkins, sugar, tea, water, a blender, or salt. Now the idea is you have to decide which is the correct column. Is it countable or uncountable? Now, in the next exercise, the last part, we have exercise 17.6, circle the correct option. You have 7 sentences and you have to choose, is it any or some? Don't forget that we use some when there is an expression that it's positive way, in affirmative way, and we use any for questions and negative statements. Okay, now if your sentence is a question, you have to use any, and if your sentence is a positive sentence, it's some. Okay, we have the first one. It says, do you have questions? Do you have money I can borrow? There are lions in the zoo. Is there orange juice in the bottles? I don't have questions. Do you have sugar you can give me? And there are books on the table. Don't forget. Is it positive? Some. Is it negative or question? Any. Okay. And what about your workbook? In your workbook, we have exercise 17.3. Complete the next conversation with the correct word from the box. We have this conversation, and the idea is you have to complete with the words in the box. We have anything, earnings, give, is, much, some, 30. Now, you have to read it and complete what is the correct option. For example, the first one, it says, I need some souvenirs for my friends. Excuse me, how much is this silver necklace? Oh, it's 230 pesos, and that's all. The first one, some, the next one, much, and the last one, 30. Okay, you have to complete the rest. Okay, now on exercise 17.4, connect the columns and write the correct letter from the right side in the parentheses in the left side. So we have some questions, 14 questions to be exact, and next we have the right answers. We have to match the sentences with the right answer. For example, the first one, it says, how much beef do we need? How many brothers do you have? How much is an apple and a pear? How many friends do you have? How many rice do we need? How much rice is there in the pot? How much money does Elsa have in her pocket? Is there much noise in the library? How much oil do they produce in a year? Is there much traffic in the city? Are there good music shows in the TV? Are there many computers in the campus? And how much lemonade have you drunk today? And how much is a bottle of milk? Now, as you can see, we have the question number 7 answered. We have A, how much money does Elsa have in her pocket? A, she has 70 pesos. Okay, is the answer. Now you have to complete the rest with the next options. We have, for example, she has 70 pesos. I have one brother and one sister. There is a kilo. We need a lot of beef. Yes, there are many computers. No, there isn't any noise in the library. I have many friends. We need a lot of rice. A bottle of milk is 15 pesos. I have drunk 2 cups. They are 15 pesos each. No, there aren't any. Millions of barrels. And yes, there is much traffic in the city. Now, you have the questions. You have to complete yes or select what is the correct letter. Okay. Now, in the next page, in exercise 17.7, we have put the following words in the correct column. Again, we have to decide which is the correct column. Is it countable noun or uncountable? We have, for example, hamburger is countable because we can say hamburgers. Hamburgers exist. There is a plural form for the word hamburger, but water, it doesn't exist. We can say waters is not correct. Water, it's uncountable. Now here we have beer, book, butter, cat, chair, coffee, dish, ham, hot dog, nurse, oil, orange, sand, spaghetti, spoon, or wine. The idea is you have to decide, is it countable or uncountable? Okay, now exercise 17.8, complete the next sentences with how much or how many. We have, for example, 6 questions, but they aren't finished. We have to complete them with the right expression. If you use how much, is if your noun it's uncountable, and we use how many when your noun it's countable. For example, the first one, it says, brothers or sisters do you have? 2. Coffee do you drink every day? Traffic is there in your city? books do you take to school, money do you spend every day, orange juice do you drink in the morning. And the idea is you have to select what would be the right answer. Okay, and the last exercise 17.10, choose the appropriate question with the answer. We have 6 questions and 6 answers. We have to select what is the correct option to the related question. For example, we have the first question 1. How many ties do you have? How much is the cellular phones? How many cousins do you have? How much are the shoes? How much are the towels? And how many cars do you have? The shoes are 700 pesos. I have 5 ties. I have 12 cousins and they are 50 pesos each. It's 2000 pesos and I have 1. Okay, now you have the questions, you have the answers. The idea is you have to connect them, and that's all. I hope that you're okay, guys. And that's all for me. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget, when you send your photos from your book, to add your name in one part of your page. And that's all. See you soon. Bye bye.